And here we are. We've made it into orbit. Home sweet home. Or, for me, it is anyway. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel bad. I know that we're still kind of a long way from meeting back up with your people, but since my planet was close by and it was on our way, I figured it would be as good a place as any, since we need to kind of stop and stretch our legs and all that good stuff. I don't know about you, but sometimes being on the ship for a long time can be a little, I don't know, crushing? Not that I don't like being up in the air and all that. I mean, I love it a lot. That's why I chose to do it in the first place, after all, but there's always such a thing as too much of a good thing, I guess, if that makes any sense. And it's good to kind of get down and breathe real air instead of all this recycled stuff up here sometimes. You know? Besides, I know that we're kind of in a rush to get back to your people, since those communicators are still broken. Best we can do is just try to meet up with that station, but, well, we can ask around and see if there's anyone I know that can help us, and then it will be even better. If we could get word out to your people, then that'll be a good thing regardless of how soon we can get there, right? And, of course, there's always showing you around, too. If you want to, of course. I know that getting back to your people is your top priority, but there are other things that you could use to occupy your time. Besides, ever since you ended up stranded, all you've been doing is stressing out about getting back to your space station. It might be good for you to just have some time to relax. What's that human saying you taught me? Take time to stop and smell the roses? I guess it's time for something like that. We can just come in and take our time to kind of breathe and look at something other than the overwhelming vacuum of space outside our windows. And, of course, if you wanted to, there's always more food we could get. I know that you're still a little bit hesitant about trying stuff other than your prepackaged human food, but there's a lot here that's really good, I promise. I know I'm gonna be restocking my kitchen, and I know that yours doesn't necessarily need the help since it went from having to feed all those people on your ship to just you, but you could always grab a few more fresh things since, well, I haven't actually seen you eat anything that looks like it was actually grown from a plant. You humans do have food like that, don't you? Okay, it was a little bit of a silly question. Yeah, I know you have plants on your Earth, and I guess it does kind of make sense that you would only have the pre-packaged stuff up here, since space travel isn't exactly the fastest way to go. And I guess your planet is a lot farther away than mine is. But if you're not willing to try new foods, then I don't know how you survive on just that dry stuff. But I guess it's not fair to judge another culture for their eating habits, huh? I suppose all of our stuff probably looks pretty strange to you, too. Speaking of strange, you're probably gonna get a couple weird looks when we're down there, but it shouldn't be anything too bad. Unlike your planet, our people actually travel a fair amount, so I don't know if they've ever seen a human like you exactly, but we've had other travelers that are from faraway places, so if anyone's mean about it, just let me know, and I'll take care of it for you. But you should be okay, beyond like kids looking at you funny and stuff. It might just be that they are curious, and they probably don't mean any harm. I mean, I know when I first saw you, it was a little weird. Yeah, okay, that probably wasn't the nicest thing to say, but I guess it's just really different, is all. But that's okay. Different can be good. Even though your food's a little weird and your body doesn't look nearly as normal to me as another one of my kind would. But, sorry, I guess those are things that didn't really help my trying not to be rude case, huh? What I mean is, the whole point of traveling, at least to me, is to meet new and exciting people. And you're both of those, so you've definitely helped me with that. And I know that it wasn't exactly the best of circumstances that got us to meet, but how else would I be able to spend this much time with someone who's so different from me? So, really, I'm super thankful to you for teaching me all kinds of things about humans that I never would have gotten to learn otherwise. So, I guess taking you to my planet is kind of the least I can do to maybe give you some of the same experience that I've been enjoying this whole time. So, I hope I can maybe do the same for you, since you've been making this super interesting and fun for me. And, of course, we can always look around and see if I can find anyone who has knowledge of your human technology. As far as I can see, my ship and yours are pretty different, so I don't know how much luck we'll have, but it's always worth a shot, right? And even if that doesn't work out exactly with the communicators and everything, I'll be able to refill my ship with some better fuel and maybe do a couple upgrades since we're here, and then it could help it move a little bit faster, even with yours in tow. So, I guess even the worst case scenario is actually pretty good, huh? Well, I mean, there's nothing exactly good about you being stranded, but it could be a lot worse, right? Sorry. I usually tend to try and be optimistic, but I don't want it to come off as patronizing or anything like that. I know that this is kind of a fun adventure for me, and for you it's kind of a living nightmare, but hopefully I've found some ways to make it a little less bad. Oh, you think I do? That's really great. I'm glad. I would hate to hear that you were having a bad time. I mean, I know you're probably not having the best time ever, but, well, I'm glad that I can at least make it a little bit easier for you. But that's enough chatter, I guess. We've been in orbit for a while, so I'll go ahead and send a message down, and then once we get the A-OK, we'll take the shuttle. Oh, yeah, I can explain it. Sorry. I guess I forgot that this wasn't exactly standard. I don't know how they do it on your planet, but here, since space travel is kind of super common, people usually just end up shuttling down from orbit. Besides, my ship is pretty big on its own, much less dealing with yours. And my thrusters are pretty good, but I don't know if they're good enough to get both our ships off the ground from a dead stop. But the shuttle has plenty of room for you and me and whatever stuff we decide to bring back up, so it should all work out. And I know it might be kind of overwhelming for you down there. I mean, I'm trying to imagine how I would feel if you were taking me down to your human world. Kind of nervous and excited, but mostly nervous, probably. But don't worry. My people are usually pretty nice, and we love strangers, if you hadn't noticed that already. And I'll be with you the whole time, so really there's nothing to worry about. You can just relax, kind of, and think of it as a vacation from your living nightmare, if that's okay to say. I know that you've been pretty stressed about everything, and I totally understand because the situation totally warrants it, but maybe this'll help you relax just a bit, and hopefully that'll make it easier for us to finish this journey together. Even in the worst case scenario, we should meet up with your people in a little bit more than a week. So we're more than halfway there. And hopefully we can get some time just to catch our breath and distress and all that, and then we'll just keep on moving, and you'll be back with your people in no time. But until then, let's go see what we can see. I know my planet is probably gonna be kind of strange to you, and you'll probably be pretty strange to most of the people on the planet, but hopefully you'll both get to like each other in time. I mean, it is my home after all, and even though I'm a bit of a nomad now, I still really like it here. And it's always so much better when I get to bring someone from the outside to show it off to, so I'm really glad that you're here to do that with me. And I hope that you have a really good time, too. So, are you ready to go? Well, you seem pretty excited. That's awesome. I'm super glad. I can't wait to show you everything.